Welcome to this version of the Halcyon Review. I'm Dan Coleman. I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown on what's been happening in the week leading up to now and some of the things we've been talking about internally. First thing is Brexit. As most people will be aware, the vote for the exiting of Britain from the European Union happened a few weeks ago, and the market's been very volatile around that initially. There was a big fall in the first couple of days of the announcement, but since then the market's actually rationalised and interpreted the information, and we're now in a position where the market's actually higher than where it was before Brexit occurred. So this is a clear demonstration of the difference between an emotional response, which we see a lot in the market when it's driven by the media, compared to a rational response where the market has time to interpret data and events and work out how that impacts particular investments and a long-term strategy. Clearly in this case, Brexit is going to take a long time to resolve itself. At a minimum, it's going to be 2 years before they actually exit. And in the meantime, there's other events which are perhaps more relevant and more important. The next issue has been the US election, which has been front of every newspaper and news bulletin over the past, seems like months. And I'm sure most people are getting a little bit over the ongoing circus that seems to surround the US election process. At this point, the interpretation from an economic point of view is that regardless of which party gets into power, it doesn't seem to have a dramatic impact on financial markets. There doesn't seem to be any compelling reasons to amend strategies or try and anticipate significant events at this point. One positive out of the US election is that for those that are lucky enough to travel to the US, the Aussie dollar is now around 75 cents, which makes your shopping dollar go a little further. Next, the superannuation rules here in Australia. We're still uncertain how these rules are going to pan out. Although we've got through the Australian election, it seems that we're no clearer on whether or not this legislation is going to get through as they've announced. What is clear is that the government has less power now than they had going into the election, and we've already seen that they're coming under pressure to start to water down some of their budget announcements. In particular, the issue around the 500,000 lifetime limit is likely to be a sticking point for a lot of backbenchers, and we've already heard stories and rumours going around that they should be looking at exemptions, for instance, an inheritance or a divorce situation. Clearly, it'll be a long time yet before we have legislation in place and know where we stand, but we'll be continuing to monitor this closely. For those that are doing their tax this time of year, just a reminder that if you're invested in managed funds or if you're invested in a wrap administration platform, that we're not expecting the annual tax statements to be produced until late August, early September, based on last year's availability. Naturally, if you've got any questions, please contact our office and we'll try and give you a more detailed indication of when those statements are available. The Halcyon team's looking forward to the Run Melbourne Fun Run this coming Sunday, and we'd like to thank all of our clients and fantastic supporters. We've raised close to $12,000, which is a phenomenal effort, and goes a long way to a healthy donation to cancer research, which is our preferred charity. So thank you again for all of those that have made the effort to donate. That's it for now. Thank you for giving me your time, and we hope to see you back here soon.